Celebration Committee. Today is April 9th and it is 5:34. Megan could not be here today, so we do not have our meeting minutes for last meeting, correct?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay, we do.
I took the meeting minutes.
Okay.
I guess they weren't printed though, right? That's the problem.
Okay.
I mean, they're all, if everyone wants to look at them, they're usually pretty short and sweet. I would have printed them. I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Meeting minutes.
Well, can we approve them?
So it would have been
They're on the drive,
March.
Yeah.
Right here. Yep.
so we can approve them at the next meeting. So everybody,
We can approve them next meeting.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we.
just so everybody knows they're on the drive, so they can take a look at them.
Yeah. Are you guys on the drive yet?
No,
Okay.
nobody's on the drive. We were
I
gonna
am.
talk about that.
I am too.
Okay.
The newbies aren't.
So, any public comment? Public? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
All good.
Yeah.
Basketball's running.
Good.
Softball's coming up.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, so I'm doing something a little bit different. This is our first meeting of the new year.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, second.
March.
Second. Okay.
And February. So 3rd.
Did we meet in March?
I don't think we met in March.
No, we met in February.
February.
Yeah,
Beginning
we
of
did meet.
February. Okay. Anyways,
It feels
we
like
all,
Yeah.
we know what we're doing. So, I'm doing something a little different this year, and I hope you guys don't mind, but I feel like sometimes we get lost in our roles and responsibilities, just because, I don't know, we've never had a format where we had, assigned committee assignments per se. So I went through and added some things, and I just want you guys to take a look at it. And we don't have to have these here. We don't have to have assignments, but I figured a good baseline so we can kind of keep things going, because I feel like we get a little bit stuck sometimes. I've been. I'm sure that nobody wants the chair position, right?
Nope.
There you go, Sherry.
Well, it is a new year, and we need to nominate and appoint
Okay.
based on town procedure. So anybody can nominate Sherry.
I'll nominate Sherry.
Second.
And then
Alright.
Sherry can take a vote.
All right. So.
Aye.
Okay. No, you cannot vote.
All right, I don't want this position. No, I'm just
Too
kidding.
You got that?
Already
in your-
done.
You got that in your minutes?
Too late.
Okay, so some of the other ones that I wanted to go through is we need someone to manage our website, which I believe John kindly said that he would. Joy is actually going to call you, if you don't mind. Her son
Yeah.
is sick tonight, so I thought that would be a
Second by
good
John.
role for John. And then here's the other ones that I was looking at: volunteer coordinator, treasurer. I would like to start tracking our assets, like to get some sort of a baseline on what we currently have, and the older equipment versus newer equipment, what we may need down the line.
Mhm.
So, and that obviously only needs to be done probably twice a year. And then, newsletters and flyer distribution. So, for treasurer, I think, and I could be wrong, but I believe Megan kind of was filling that. And so I would need to touch base with her, unless anybody else would want that.
I can do it.
I thought, yeah. I think I talked to Heidi about it at one point.
Okay. So, and that's
I
more
don't-
so.
I've read that kind of, but I think that I need to make sure that I'm like on the treasurer. I guess I just want to know what's.
It's more so loosely, you know,
To keep track.
yeah, like loosely based, you know, you're going to be working directly with Heather.
Okay.
And it's just like making sure that we're keeping our records up, reporting, and some compliance pieces to it, and just helping support some of the fundraising efforts.
Okay.
And
For the compliance part of it, how do I know?
I can send you
Really?
over some things.
Really? IDS? It's only been, like 20 years.
I know.
That's so
Okay. Then I can send you over some stuff to support that.
Okay.
And then volunteer coordinator, I don't know if you're still interested, but, and that's just basically, scheduling, tracking, participation, and again, we'll go hand in hand with, Heather and myself or whoever may be running an event. And we need to get them set up on the website. Or not the website, I'm sorry, the email. So we'll get you guys set up. We'll send you over the password. And then if you did want to sit down and go through the drive together, but it's pretty self-explanatory if you use a computer quite often. We keep things pretty tidied up. Heather does get a little crazy sometimes and forgets to file, but we have good folders to go through. And then we have a volunteer list started, but we just need to build upon that. So what my hope is that when we do have events coming up, that you could potentially do an email blast, like anybody interested, would you like to sign up, and just kind of coordinate all of that.
Like once we have that list, right?
Yeah.
Which we do have a little one going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can help you build upon that. If I'm like, hey, I know so-and-so wants to volunteer, I can give you their name, their email. We'll all work together on that.
Okay.
And newsletter and flyer. I believe Asia was interested in
Yeah, I'm
that.
interested to do it again.
I don't know if you still are, but
Yeah.
okay. Our unofficial official rec girl. And then the asset tracking and goods, like anybody.
I'll take it.
Okay. Cool.
What was the, trying to, sorry, I should have printed this. Volunteers. Where did you want to, take an inventory of everything we have?
So it,
Oh, that's asset and good tracking?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I just,
Which you
Yeah.
do usually anyway. Yep.
I know that would be nice
That'll
for,
be good.
when we know we need to reorder something, or not
If
that.
we were just saying, we have so much equipment up there that we really don't even know.
A lot of there's also a lot of outdated equipment up there
Yeah,
that really
that
needs
too.
to go.
Okay. Yeah, and if, to kick that off, I don't mind helping, we could get together and just go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so that sounds good. I feel good about that, and, we can insert Megan in there,
Mm-hmm.
let her take on something, but,
Well, even if we wanted to break up the treasurer, that fundraising support, I mean, she could help with fundraising ideas and sponsorships, stuff like that part of it.
yep. And have you consistently, she's been taking, for the most part, the meeting minutes when she's been here, and
She does,
And
but,
give them.
and yeah, she gives them to me, yes. And then I redo it and move it around a little.
okay. Okay, so next, I wanted to talk with you guys about something, and I've been kind of going back and forth with Linda on this. It's a little bit of a newer development, and it stemmed from well, a lot of different reasons. A lot of questions over the past couple of years about us becoming a little bit more like fiscally independent, and so it's hard to get there, right? Because we know that we have money coming in from fees. We know we have money coming in from camp, but that really goes to the general fund. It doesn't go to a rec revolving fund. And then it's a barrier, to be honest, that in some cases right now, and we'll touch on this a little bit later, we're thinking about potentially doing a summer program for the teens 2 to 3 days a week, but we don't have a budget line to do that. However, we know that we would make the money back and we'd be able to pay for our counselors by charging for that program. But we can't recognize what we bring in. So I did a little bit of research and just asked Linda, whether or not we could potentially start collecting the fees. We could recognize that revenue. And I sent her over one of the RSAs, in New Hampshire RSA, and I believe I shared it with you, and I tried to print it before I left. But anyways, it basically said that, most rec departments do become self-sustaining through fees. And so I would like to, and the reason I'm bringing this to you guys is I would like to set up a meeting, get on the select board's agenda and take a look at potentially moving in that direction starting next year. I know right now we can't because, I believe that it would have to go to the town, approval by the select board, and then we would have to change the naming convention of our revolving fund. So, but I also would need, I don't want to go there independent of the board. I would need buy-in from the board before I go and present it.
So when that happens, then you'd have a revolving rec account?
Yeah,
Is that how
so
that works?
when we charge for summer camp, now that money that we're charging for summer camp goes into the rec's revolving fund. The money that we're charging for fees goes in the rec's revolving fund. And what this will allow us to do is kind of take that next step into evolving from what we currently are to something a little bit more. And I envision, and I'm going to bring this as part of what I want to present to the select board, is what I envision is what I sent to you guys. I came up with a kind of a vision board that would be inclusive of the entire community in the way of using Burkefield. We could make that more accessible to, younger kids, adults, older people that want to go there and walk around and enjoy Burkefield as almost like somewhat of a park with like, a slide and a swing set, but a pavilion with picnic tables. So the rec would be giving back in a sense to the community with the money that we're bringing in. So that's my thought.
Did you speak to Linda about how to raise and appropriate the money that we're going to spend up front? Did she give any indication from DRA as to whether or not that might be a separate warrant article as opposed to having our money in the budget?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just at the very beginning,
Yep.
looking into it and hoping to get buy-in, from the board. I don't know if you saw the vision board I
Yep.
put together, but
Yep.
this would be something that would, benefit all of the community in a lot of different ways, so that's what my hope is, to kind of elevate our program. So I'm just gonna ask, do I have, the board's permission and approval to, go to the select board and address this?
And should only one person be going?
Everybody can go,
I feel
yeah,
like the more the better, right?
More the merrier.
yeah. I
support.
need to get on the
Yeah.
their agenda, and you know, and I have some things I want to pull together, so it's not going to be at the next select board meeting, you know, and we have some time because obviously we can't start this year, but
It's a step forward.
Yeah.
From where we want to be.
and then there's going to be a big planning component to that. So the sooner I do get over there, you know, then I can start figuring out those legalities and planning and all of that. The things that I don't know that we should know. So that's why I put that on there. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? Okay.
Can I just ask a question, curiosity? If you basically are gonna do a pay-to-play, you're just gonna self-sustain, does that stay within the town's jurisdiction and insurance and under their umbrella if you take it out of budget?
It sounds to me, and I don't know for sure, but it sounds to me, but there might be a conversation with DRA where instead of our budget being in the general operating budget, it would be a separate warrant article, and there would be some kind of vote to allow the rec to operate outside of the town's budget, but still under the town's umbrella, I think. But I've never.
You wouldn't wanna lose that.
No, and I've never seen anything like it. Not to say it's not possible. I know that Bartlett is self-sustaining, but they are a completely different entity from the town. So it's, and
So they have to
that's
pull
the
their
only
own
way I've
insurance
seen it
and-
self-sustaining is to be either a 501c or something of that nature. But I'm sure there's a way. There's got to be a way.
So the 501c is when it's not the
It becomes a
town's-
nonprofit. But you have to start with the baseline too. We would still need to raise and appropriate money from the town because even pay to play, you have to have the first couple eggs to make that omelet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm sure Linda can have those conversations with DRA and bring it to a select board meeting and try to figure out a way to make it happen.
And I guess let me ask you this as well, because of the thought of, you know, trying to add programming but also pay for it. I understand we need, you know, we need to budget for those things ahead of time. Sometimes things come up though, you know what I mean?
Right.
Is there a way for us to go to the select board and say, hey, we have something coming up? Are we able to draw from the revolving fund?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can always draw from the revolving fund, regardless. There's, I think, close to $7,000 in there.
Okay.
That's something that we can draw from, as long you have to have consent from the board of
Right.
selectmen if there's something you want to do, but it's just a form that we sign off on.
Okay.
But that's available all the time if there's something in particular we want to get done.
Because remember, that's where the donations all go.
That
so,
money's all from donations.
So that's what people want us to use that money for. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
that
yeah.
is, I mean, that's what we're using right now for, I mean, it's only $125, but like the food for the Easter event. I'll submit a green form for a reimbursement and it'll come out of that fund.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then whatever money we take in donation wise will go back into it, which will
Okay.
hopefully cover whatever we spent.
All right. All right. Does anyone did that?
To do that too, still.
All right. So then, I know that we always talk about doing this and we never do. So, 2025 calendar of events. You know, we have the Easter one coming up, so we can touch on that right now. I received someone that's very, very generous donated, you know, a couple of boxes of items, baseball bats, gloves, a bike, bubbles, squirt guns, like all kinds of things. So I have some stuff to give for that day.
So I purchased all of the food, pancake mix, eggs, sausage, juice, all that stuff. The only thing I didn't get was the fruit because it's a little too early for that.
And then coffee, right? Coffee.
We need fruit and coffee. which
Okay.
I can come up with right before. I just didn't want to do the fruit too soon.
Half and half, and sugar.
Yep. We still have one bike upstairs as a gift for the Easter egg hunt. Heather has all the eggs to stuff.
I stuffed 130 last night.
Oh, jeez.
You have all the candy.
My problem, okay, this is a problem. Our candy's too big, so I need the bigger eggs for that. You know how like they're all, but there are some that are like this. We need those right now.
So we always do, or we've done over the past 2 years, 3 eggs in each age group that are like a
Oh, yeah,
golden egg
gold, yeah.
with a 1, 2, and a 3 in it, and whoever gets the 1 picks a prize first, and so on and so forth. And then we have some door prizes for everybody still upstairs, Play-Doh and Frisbees and bubbles. We still have some of that stuff upstairs.
Okay.
Johnny's on the hook for cooking
Cooking,
in the
yeah.
kitchen. The facilities use is in.
Yep.
We have the building from 7 to 4. Not that we'll need it that long, but I don't like to cut it too close.
Right.
I won't be here.
Okay.
I'll be in Boston. So we need somebody to man the meat grill. It's the only thing I haven't figured out. My grill will be here. I'll drop it off the day before. But we always cook the meat outside so that we don't dirty Janet's kitchen with all the grease from the sausage. So if John, maybe.
I wish I could. I'll be out of town. I'm going to be in southern New Hampshire.
All right. So we just need to find somebody to man that grill outside.
Okay.
Maybe Eddie.
Maybe Eddie. Yeah. Probably Eddie.
I'll be
It's Eddie.
It's Eddie.
I'll
Let's
be there to
real.
help set up, but I'll be in southern New Hampshire too.
Yeah.
No.
And if not Eddie, I can make it. Even
Way
worse,
as
he'll
well,
more
that'd be
strangling, but.
So I have to leave at 7 a.m.
Weekend as well.
So what is she?
Set up the day before.
So who is attending this?
I'm going.
You two
Lovely.
and Johnny.
Okay.
I'll
What are you trying to
volunteer
say?
Joy.
And I'm sure
I
we
have
can get
talked to
Joy
Joy.
there.
I've talked to Sarah. I've talked to Anna. Courtney.
Courtney's helping, I think, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
So
help.
we're fine.
So
Bye.
I'm leaving town at 7.
I'm gonna miss you guys. That's all.
So I will drop all the cold food off before I leave on my way
Okay.
out of town.
Okay.
And what time should we be there? Not seven.
Breakfast is at 9. So 7:30 is not a bad idea for setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should push it to 10.
Don't move it. Flyer's already out there.
No, don't
It's
push
gonna
it.
be.
It'll be
I can
fine.
see what's happening now.
Well, I'll be.
7 o'clock. I'll be like, am I gonna cook or am I gonna decorate? What am I gonna do first?
Oh,
I think you'll
Johnny's
have enough people
cooking.
there to help decorate.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Johnny can man the eggs and the pancakes. He does a fantastic job, and he
really
doesn't
does.
I'll
need
be there
help.
at 7.
7.
I'll be there at 7.
So, and I'll make sure I get
I'm
all
with you. I don't wanna
the
be there.
decorations down the night before as well,
Okay.
and I can drop them off with the food.
I wonder if we should decorate the night before.
I was wondering if
We can.
If you decorate on Friday night.
April
you know.
19th.
And we can put all we can do the everything on that day, but I don't.
If we're
That
able
would-
if we're
that
able to
would
get in the night before,
be-
we can let Heather handle that.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is I don't know if you want to put the eggs outside.
We don't.
No, but
But
that
that
could be
would
the
be
last
the
minute.
only thing we have to
yeah.
do Saturday morning, really.
Who's-
Because everything else would be
On Friday
decorated
evening, I could
inside.
decorate. I mean, if
I
you
could
guys
too.
decide to do that.
So, all right, Holly, I'll check with you in the morning, and we'll see if Friday night, even if it's at 7, right? Like 7 o'clock
Yeah.
at night, just go in, decorate, and be done. You know?
It'll take a lot of stress off.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're the only ones who've probably in there, I think.
Right.
No basketball, no.
Right. Nothing. No play. No basketball. No
So-
softball.
When you do fruit, is it like a fruit bucket? I mean, is it already cut that you're gonna
No,
get?
we usually buy strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and cut it up in the kitchen and throw it in a bowl.
Okay. Okay. That should be good.
So who's doing that?
Well, I'm just thinking maybe I can grab that from you and I can just do that the night before. We can do that the night before or something.
You're buying the fruit, you said? Okay.
Just so that's done, because I don't want to stress about
do
these
like
things that are gonna.
cantaloupe and you know what I mean, stuff like that. That's maybe a little cheaper, right? Sometimes that's a little
Hardier.
cheaper, hardier.
I don't know. Lately, Shaw's
Pineapple.
has had good deals on
I have one of those
fruit.
cool
I got
pineapple
I got some
core
from there
things.
yesterday.
Those are awesome.
I've seen those, yeah.
crank it in and then pull it out and the whole
What
thing
did we
is
do
like.
last year?
I cut fruit.
No, I cut fruit.
Yeah, you came in and
think you
took over
both
for
did.
me. Yeah.
Yes.
It was apples, and you did some apple
Oh, that's
thing.
right.
We did apples, we did strawberries, we did blueberries, we did
Yeah.
raspberries.
Cinnamon.
And cinnamon,
sugar.
yes.
Yep.
Technically, Miss Janet's recipe. She does it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's where I got the idea anyway. Yeah. So we'll see how much fruit costs. And
I'll
just
look at the costs
do
and
whatever you think is
If
best.
we can get in the night before, then
Yeah, okay.
we can start that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then I know this year we're not gonna do anything during April vacation week, but I was hoping maybe next year we can start that back up again. Doing stuff during school vacation weeks. Previously we did 2 days. One day was younger kids, then the other day was the older kids, and going tubing and doing stuff like that. So, you know, we'll have to obviously budget that. We'll have to budget that in, you know, and try to find people that would want to work those days. So we'll skip over that. The 5K has been posted everywhere. We did a registration link, but I wasn't really anticipating many people.
Yeah, and that's fine. Actually, we do have a few.
Yeah, I saw that. There's
Okay.
like
8,
7 or 8.
2 are yours.
I haven't signed
No,
up.
1. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't signed
Okay.
up, but I think we're going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I'll start really putting that out there, 'cause basically the first 15 or 20 get a free shirt.
I was wondering how you were gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've ordered shirts.
And even if they don't register, say only 10 people register, but people show up, like, we'll give those as well.
But again, like that's something we can use the revolving fund to pay for.
Yeah.
If we thought we might have a sponsor for
Yeah,
that,
we might. Yeah.
but we haven't heard since. So,
So,
but they're ordered. The shirts.
yeah.
Did you see the Madison rack on the front, like right here, chest, and then the back has her flyer that she made. It's the whole flyer on the back.
Now, I know we have, I know that Officer Hayford said that he would be there. I don't know if it's him or someone from the police department, and he was the one that gave me the route that we should go. So I have that all figured out, and we'll have like water stations, and you know, people can walk, run, whatever. It's just a day to be outside and have a good time.
And how many water stations are you gonna have?
I was just thinking one halfway point.
Halfway, okay.
Yeah. And then let me see here. We have we'll set up down by the foot of the lake, and we'll have who is it? Sorry, I need to pull this up. I don't want to say their name wrong. I thought I wrote it down, but
It's starting at the end of,
Starting at the foot, I believe, and going down lead mine and back.
oh, okay.
yeah, we wanted to be safe.
So you go
Because-
down lead mine and back.
Yeah,
Okay.
down a mile and a half, back a mile
Okay.
and a half. And Chief Hayford said that it was the easiest route because they could shut down through traffic from that point forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're not on any main roads at all.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So, Swift River CrossFit is going to be there.
Yeah. Do you want the
There's-
sponsors? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay.
They're setting up a table. I think they might have like some type of rowing event, and they'll give out some T-shirts or stickers. They have like swag that they're gonna give out, and I think they're gonna do 1 lesson or 2 lessons at their gym.
It's awesome.
And then Rockin' Fitness said that they would like to try to set up a table, so they're looking for someone to kind of man that. And they are going to give a fitness class or a gym pass, like a couple of those. And then Mountain Kula Yoga gave us a bunch of shirts and little gift cards with $5 off. I got like 15 of those. So so we should have some good participation from people that are going to join. And then we just did a $5 suggested donation. Should I ask Mike about potentially being there? Like, I
Mike
didn't know
Brooks?
if we would need him or not.
I'm sure he would
Or
if you
someone
asked.
from.
Definitely
Yeah.
would.
He
Yeah.
definitely would.
Okay.
He said something at the selectmen meeting.
Yeah.
No one's asked me yet.
I know, I was watching and I was like,
God,
oh.
he needs an invite.
I mean,
Yes.
he is a Marine.
Yeah.
First to go, last to know.
Okay.
He's used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm just excited. I just really hope we have a good turnout of people that just want to be outside and
Do a
have
5K.
fun. Yeah. Okay.
It's awesome. You've done so much work with this. I appreciate all of that.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a lot of work.
It's yeah, it's been a lot of work, but we're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Old Home Week. Oh, is anybody going to be around that May 4th?
I'll be there.
I'll be around.
Okay. Good.
And Remy
Oh,
said
yeah.
she'd help.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know how much help I'll need, or if you want to just bring your families, like whatever works.
Yeah.
You want
I'm gonna.
Ed-
Just kidding, my kids will not be there. Well, Talon won't be because he has surgery.
Oh, okay. We can't push him
In a wheelchair?
in a cart.
Will Hayden do that?
Yeah.
Okay. He can drag him in a wagon.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know the wagons.
I have a
Yeah,
wagon.
the wagon.
You have wagons. Yeah.
He'll love that.
Yeah.
He'll
After
be pushing.
surgery in a wagon on lead
Yeah.
line. Probably not a good idea.
It's really just the incisions that
Yeah, you won't catch me running, but I'll be
Yeah,
there.
not running. Unless someone's chasing me.
Yeah, exactly.
Even then,
Yeah.
actually
Fall.
dead.
Okay. All right. Old Home Week. I would really love to get ahead of that this year. So I know we talked about it's normally the first week, last week.
It's the first full week in August. It runs from the 2nd to the 11th or something like that. The 2nd is the first day. I know that for sure. I can't remember the date of the last. At our last meeting, they wanted to know what the rec wanted as far as events. If there's anything we wanted to do, we usually take softball night and run the family softball game. In the past, we've done some things at the craft fair. It wasn't a huge turnout.
Who does
As far as
cornhole?
kids go, Old Home Week Committee handles
Okay.
cornhole.
But is that something? No, we can't take that.
No, I doubt it.
So it's the.
Well, that's fine. I didn't
No,
know if
just
if it
because
was
it's-
something that would take something off.
The idea of Old Home Week essentially is to be self-sustaining. So the more money we take in during the cornhole night, the more we have to spend next year on certain
Okay.
things or our pavilion
Okay.
site.
That's a big one.
I wouldn't imagine they would want to give it up.
Okay.
It's August 2nd through the 9th, or through the 10th.
2nd through the 10th, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But if there's anything else we wanted to add to, I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I can get it. If there's anything else we wanted to add to the schedule or something we wanted to do midweek when there's low events happening. A lot of people take and do an event under the Old Home Week umbrella, but do it themselves, like the golf tournament and the 5K. 5K is done by the church, and the golf tournament, forget who does it, but it's run by somebody other than Old Home Week. It just
Okay.
falls under our calendar.
And not that we need to do a 5K, but we could have done a 5K if they're not already doing one.
Right.
Something like that. Okay.
Could do something like that.
I mean, we have our Gaga ball. We could do that.
The what?
The Gaga ball.
I mean, just last year when we had somebody there from the rec me, and took out games out of the shed and had the hula hoops out and
They
Twister
were all
and
gone last year.
all of the things
All
that we
of
took out and had open at the craft fair for the kids to come play with while their parents
Mhm.
shopped, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so I know we got a couple of months, but I would like to try to figure out as a committee, if we would all be willing to take at least one of those days and get together and do something.
Remember when we did those games? Like we had little games set up, they could do, we made them.
We did, well, yeah, Courtney made them.
That's
The
same.
carnival.
There
The
wasn't a lot
carnival.
of we involved. I'm
That
pretty
was
sure.
awesome.
They're all still in my
I
basement.
made some. I made one.
The carnival
you?
was awesome. And that was what? When? July?
Is that separate from home?
It
home?
is.
Okay, I didn't know.
But,
But we could incorporate that into.
Right. That would be a great idea.
Yeah, we did it was a summer kickoff carnival
Yeah.
before summer camp.
And we kept a lot of it.
Yeah.
Where did you guys get the dunk tank from?
Yeah, the-
Somewhere?
A friend of mine down in Gilmanton. I'm sure I can still get it if we wanted to do something. However, it cannot go back on the field.
Can I go
Okay.
back on what?
We can do it in the parking
Driveway.
lot
Yeah,
or
parking
up
lot.
on the knoll
Yeah.
or whatever, just not on the ball field.
Oh,
Okay.
We're
grass.
working out where the tents are going to be for Old Home Week, but we're still limiting or no traffic on the ball fields themselves.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're never
Yeah.
going to get better if we keep driving on them and
Right.
Are they damaged? Is that what's going on?
Wicked.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, we did a lot of work to them last year. Outfields, the infield should be done hopefully within the next month or two on the lower field.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could set something up that is in the realm of a carnival.
Yeah, well, I think we should do that. I think
and maybe
like
not
a carnival type thing.
I mean, you
at
can,
the craft fair, but maybe like I don't know
I'm sure I can look at the calendar and see
where it might fit best.
where it might fit.
Yeah, it'd be fun to get like a real band too.
It's happening. Yeah.
It's happening. Things are
Yeah.
happening.
Okay. All right, so we have a little bit of time if you guys want to think about it. So do you want to kind of go with that? Like, let's do a carnival type theme and
At some point
and-
that week.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have the base of it. If you still have all that stuff,
Yeah, I
we
know.
can just
I
add
s-
on to it.
Oh, one of them was just painted bottles. The other one is the Plinko that I still have.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find like a
I have
cotton
ring
candy
toss.
machine
I still have all the
Um,
rings and the
that's
baskets we had them in and all that
margarita
stuff.
maker.
Oh,
I mean a slushy maker.
great. Yep.
Okay. So do you guys
Like a
have
little
to-
Italian ice thing or something.
I like it.
That'd be fun. Yeah, snow cones.
Snow cones.
Yeah.
I remember Old Home Week when I was
I think I
really
have an
young.
Olaf one.
They used to have like the ring toss for posters. They had like trains and rides and stuff. It was quite an event. So if we could do something that kind of brings,
Yeah.
Right.
that would be fun.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I think some of the real little ones, like when there's like the emergency vehicles there, like a fire engine,
Yep.
Touch a
stuff
truck.
like that. Yeah.
And they do touch a truck. It's at a different night
Oh,
than
okay.
this one day. Oh, hi. And, but yeah, so they each do a different night. Yeah, you can come in. Eva's over here.
All right, so
Adam, do you know if the helicopters coming?
Oh, yeah.
We're still working on that. We're trying to work on a second one.
Or the dump tank.
So it should be back. It's not confirmed
it'd
yet,
be
but
great
we are
to
working
do
on
that.
it.
Yeah, I think we should do the dunk tank too, and like just do like little
Yeah.
carnival things.
Just have to think about which
do
day.
tickets and yeah, I'll take a day off. I don't mind.
I have the whole week off.
Yeah.
So whatever you need, and Old Home Week doesn't need me all week during the day either. So if there's something we want to do, I can help.
Okay.
I think that's what we should do.
And then the parade would be the 9th,
Yes.
right? Saturday the 9th?
No, it's Friday night.
Friday
Yeah.
night.
8th.
Okay, Friday night the 8th. Okay.
Yes.
So we'll have to.
Bean
We
Hall's the
do
9th.
that too. We usually,
Yeah,
the
we'll have to
kids
figure that
help
out.
slash.
They have a float,
I
like
do
a rec
it.
program, yeah.
We
You
have
know
a
what I
float,
want?
yeah, a rec float.
Okay.
You know what I want? I would like for the kids this summer at rec to build birdhouses to sell at the craft fair to raise money for the
Mhm.
rec department.
Good idea.
then we can have some of them there and incorporate them into. And at our table, I would like if we can get a banner of some sort. It doesn't have to be like.
Did you see the email today?
Hold
I
on,
did.
don't get sidetracked.
Sorry.
To
I'm working on that. The
to
banner.
just add our sponsors from 2024. Like,
Yep.
I think that would be really nice.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you talking about now?
No, we'll get there. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay, so pumpkin carving.
Did she see
I mean,
birdhouses?
that's another thing that we need to get it scheduled. And then I wasn't sure if there was anything else I was missing.
Christmas lights, which is
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no work
Christmas
for
lights.
us. It's pretty much.
I'm sure Joy's, I don't want to put her on the spot, but I'm sure she's willing to put
Oh,
the
yeah.
map and the sign up and all that still together.
Yep.
And did you put the dance?
What dance?
We did a winter carnival dance, right? Winter snowball.
I think we should do that again. The kids loved
But
that.
that's in 2026, right?
Yeah.
Not
Oh.
2025.
Just kidding.
Usually happens at the end of January.
And then, 2 years ago, we did the obstacle course. But I wonder if
Oh,
we.
turkey trot.
The turkey trot, yeah. We didn't do it this year, though.
Okay, turkey. And the only other thought I had was, I know some other towns do this. One of the towns I used to live in southern New Hampshire did this, but they did a town-wide yard sale. And basically all it is like you put your name in, at the town and you get on a map, kind of like, the Festival of Lights. And just basically promote, this is where my yard sale is going to be, and then everybody, it doesn't take a lot of effort. I just think it would be kind of neat, and I like going yard selling.
for that too. I think some
It'd be
people just
awesome.
enjoy doing it.
Yeah, yeah. And then if we wanted, we could set up maybe somewhere in any like equipment that we maybe want.
Right. Looking to
So.
see who needs it. We have a ton of equipment upstairs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I just
Yeah.
kind of a thought.
Yep.
To potentially do.
Right, like a seller trade kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, bring in your cleats and we'll give you a new pair. Right.
Okay, so moving on from that. Well, do you have anything, Heidi?
No. Moving on.
Let's move on. Events. We've had open gym, which has been awesome.
Awesome. Yes.
Have you guys made it to open gym yet?
Yes. John
Oh,
was
yeah.
our
Yeah.
floor
Oh, yeah.
hockey
You
goalie.
got beat up.
Yeah, I did. Ready to get back in
It was
there.
awesome. Oh, the kids. Every day they're like, when is it? When is it?
So is it weekly Mondays and Thursdays?
Yeah, we took this week off for the play because number one, the kids are exhausted with the play. But then I just wanted to give, Tammy all the room and all the space that she needed to really do it.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll hopefully start back up. I gotta check the calendar again, but I think we'll start back up Monday.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah. So.
And it's getting nicer out, so maybe we could set Gaga Ball up. I wonder if we could set it up outside instead
Yeah,
of.
I was gonna talk to them about adding the playground onto our facility use, like, the upper field, and then, yeah,
Playground's always,
yeah, it's easy, right?
you're here, you've got, it's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
No reason why you can't go out the door.
okay,
Playground.
yeah.
Have you guys seen that Gaga Ball?
I'm not super fit,
I
no.
had neither, but yeah.
Yeah. So we got a set.
It's pretty popular.
Yeah.
It's. I want to get like some ones up at. I'd love to put some at the field, like actual ones that.
Wooden ones,
Yeah.
which it shouldn't be that I mean, I know wood, actually, I shouldn't say that. Wood is like
Yeah.
wicked expensive right now, but
that would be more.
That's all it is that
it is.
wood.
It's
nothing
just
else.
wood.
It's it's the wood and it's
Yeah.
the
Right.
Yeah.
hardware, but. And I just feel like stuff like that we could get, like my husband has machinery, like he
Yeah.
could, not that you have to do much, like you don't at all, but if you had to, you know, like,
Right.
and I feel like we could get enough volunteers to like build the
Yes.
pits, but
I do too.
Yeah, we could like, kind of put it on we can put it on our website on the Facebook site that we're looking for people to come and help.
Yeah. Build a,
Get some people
yeah.
that can donate their time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be neat to have. Especially when, you know, softball up there, like when the adults play softball or whatever's going on up
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
like kids would just love to go and do that. But right now we're just going to have to move our Gaga Ball pit with us.
Yes, it's portable.
Everywhere we go. All right. So open gym. How much more time? How much longer are we gonna do that for?
Yeah, while we're on open gym, I don't, right now, I think we have it until ooh. I think I wanted to. I'll have to double check. Yeah, because we were trying to get through until spring sports started, but it is starting. I mean, softball starts Monday. Baseball has already started, right? Baseball? No? Okay. Okay.
Opening
Well,
day is May 3rd. We're getting
oh,
there.
that's right. We're getting there. More to come. But yeah, softball starts Monday. So this was just to get us through till then, so the kids weren't bored. The only thing, if I'm not here, which I usually am for open gym, we just got to make sure the chaperones are obviously watching all the kids. Like if there are kids outside and inside, one of us needs to be outside, and then one inside. You know, not hanging out in the bathrooms, not like they just need to be in our view at all times because we are responsible and we are responsible for the building as well that we're in. So to make sure that they're not, you know, doing anything that they're not supposed to do. I usually tell them that the rules are the same. You know, if it's a rec event, it's still a school rules event apply. So they need to be where we see them and can't play in the bathrooms. Just stuff that they already know, I guess, is my point. So,
Yeah, another thing is it's supposed to be a family event, and there's a lot of drop-offs.
Yeah.
So then that puts us in a situation where we are having to make sure we're watching kids. We need to know that whether or not they're supposed to leave the building and walk home. Like there's a lot of so.
Yeah.
But I want people to go. Like I want to encourage more adults, teens.
Right.
You know, I love that the kids go regardless if I
mean, it's posted in the flyer that
As
it's not a
family,
drop-off event.
yeah.
So we're responsible for the building, but we're not responsible for kids leaving. It was made very clear that
Yeah.
we're not babysitters.
Right.
We're here to hang out and have fun, but short of maintaining that they're not doing something wrong in the building, they're not our responsibility.
And we've had people come from out of town. Like we have people from Ossipee coming, which is great. I'm all for it, as long as they're participating, you know, and not just causing trouble or hanging out, whatever. But yeah, no, it's been good, and that's why, I mean, most of the coaches are the chaperones, we'll say, and everyone's background checked, so that's good. But you're right, it shouldn't be just a drop off. It's not a babysitting service.
I mean, if we can have some kind of flyer laminated that we can tape to the door on those days that this is not a drop-off event, and if they happen to drop off and their kid runs away,
I do wonder if there's one parent amongst many that is accepting the responsibility, like, oh, I'll watch Jack and, you know.
Oh,
which
yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And normally we
Probably
can
not.
identify that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, normally we can identify that. Yeah, because I even, like, the last time I went, called people and I was like, hey, I'm on the way here, I'm staying there, like, I'll pick up your kids and bring them, or, you know, because I want to see that. They have so much fun when they're here. They're very active and everybody seems to love it. There's not really a lot that kind of go off. And
No, it's been great. It's been great.
And now we'll have Gaga Ball, now we'll have the full gym back. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going good. You're going to find out when that.
How long it goes. But yeah, I think she's right. I think we did May 2. Yeah. We won't be open for April vacation. So that week we'll take off. Yeah, but
And maybe we could, one of those, I wonder how the field's looking up. Probably
right,
super
Burke
wet.
Field
Pretty
is
wet.
always an option
Yeah.
too.
Pretty
I
wet,
was just thinking,
So
everybody
are
was
we
asking
not
about
allowed to do
kickball.
it on April vacation? Is that what you're saying, or are we on?
We didn't sign up for it because of the hours and the, you know, like the janitors are doing different, I don't know what
Okay.
they're doing that week.
Okay. Well, that's what I was curious about.
And we figured that not many kids would be here too, you know, but,
It's totally up to you. I mean, it's not that you can't do it.
okay,
There's not like major gym
Yeah.
floor refinishing happening, so.
right.
I think you'd have a good turnout, 'cause some of these kids are stuck home all week, you know, nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we're not doing anything else. I'm wondering if we should.
Yeah, no, if any, again, you guys are all background checked. If any one of you want to do it, just tell me. And then we also have the basketball coaches who, they're really the ones that planned this and
Mhm.
got it going. So they've kind of been running it. It's been awesome. But again, yeah, anybody can do it
Okay.
as long as you're background checked and all that.
You only have to be background check once.
As long as you continue to volunteer. If your volunteerism lapses for a year, then you have to redo it.
Okay.
Which you guys always volunteer. So.
Do you have to reinstate every year, like yours?
As a volunteer, I believe so.
Okay, because I got something in the mail. I need to go do something at the town.
That was probably reappointment for this, but I think we did it anyway,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly.
I think
Yeah,
we did the other
we
day,
did.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. We already talked about the e-servant. Talked about the 5K. So let's go to summer camp.
Yeah.
Anything we need to know?
So we have our field trips booked. It's one a week, except for the week of July 1st. So it's June 30th. Just with 4th of July, you know, we're just gonna not do that week. So there's 7 field trips booked right now. I guess I could tell you it's been a secret this whole time, but like Whale's Tail, we're gonna do the ocean. I'm gonna do Pine Point this time instead of Portsmouth. We're gonna do Storyland.
Sea Dogs.
Sea Dogs is booked. Yep. Aquaboggan is booked. Whale's Tail. Did I say that? Oh, and Science Center. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I switched up a couple, but then kept a couple the same. And then we have, yeah, so all of our field trips are on Thursdays this year instead of Friday, just with traffic and I don't know, some people can't go on Fridays and whatever. So we did Thursdays. The bus is confirmed for Thursdays. I've been in conversation with them, but I do not have a definite on our lake days yet.
Okay.
He said he's gonna get back to me, that kind of thing. He's thinking about it, trying to plan it all out, but it still makes me crazy. I need to know. So as of now, I'm planning on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, lake days at the foot of the lake. We just need a bus.
And will the bus drop off and pick up?
Yes.
Okay.
Here. Yes. And then Tuesdays, I'm actually working on, I've been talking to Green Mountain Conservation Group and the Madison Conservation Group to coordinate programs on Tuesday mornings. And most of the time they're outside. They're like either on that bridge or on Burkefield, like in between. There's a nice little shady spot over there that we've been doing them. But science projects and stuff like that. So we are trying to do that for the whole month of July. So that first week we wouldn't have it, but then it would go July 1st through the 29th. And that would be something that we wouldn't be paying for. That would be a gift from from Madison Conservation.
Okay.
It's not official yet, but I'm actually going to go to that meeting May 1st and talk about it. So, but
Okay.
that's our goal. So that'll be
What is the
Tuesdays.
anticipated date that people are going to be able to register?
Tomorrow.
Okay. A lot of people are
At
asking already, so I'm like,
4:30.
ask her.
We have one more public hearing to talk about fees, and that's what we're waiting for.
All right. What are the age ranges that you guys are? I think you changed it, right?
And I'm still thinking, but right now, it's in the handbook as first grade, and this is all starting in the fall. So going into first grade, so all the kindergartners right now, going into first grade, they would be the youngest, up until it's like the sixth graders going into seventh grade. But I think we're gonna change that. I think we're gonna do the incoming seventh graders for 2025 and eighth graders. We're meeting with Tamworth and Freedom to talk about some separate field trips and maybe a separate lake day for them.
Yeah. So that will
It's
be a
all
little bit
separate,
different.
yeah.
So outside of the teens, like you're gonna do first graders to
Present K through 6.
Right.
Present K through 6.
Yes.
Present
You're
K
talking
through 6.
present K through 8.
no
No.
that
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to confuse you.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Present K through
Present
6.
K through
So no
6.
incoming kindergartners though? I know
Not
you had to work
as
on
of
it,
now.
okay.
You tried that once.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
The only thing I'm thinking with all of that, I agree with all of you, but I was thinking the siblings of the kids that are already going to be attending, those siblings that, so their big sister gets to go, but then just because they're going into kindergarten, they can't go.
that's
And
really
I don't know
tough,
how to do that.
right?
I know.
Sad,
I know.
Sad part of life.
Okay.
It happened to Sherry last year,
Yeah.
But they don't
and
have
it's
the-
gonna happen to me this year because
they
my
don't have
daughter's
the
so new.
structure. They don't have.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're
that-
totally
that's a
unknown
tough,
to you.
that's the
And-
only year that, like, because preschool doesn't allow them to go in the summer, so it's like.
Yes,
parents are in limbo
it's
that
tough.
One
Yeah.
summer,
They did it one year. It just it was
more challenging.
yeah.
Well, and the kids were falling asleep. They couldn't really make it through the full day anyway.
Yeah.
It's a whole other group.
I
It
didn't-
is.
Yeah, I didn't even.
It
And
is.
Heather was napping,
Yeah.
so
I
it
will. I'm like, well, if we're all gonna do it,
And when you're at the lake
I'll make
all
sure
day,
you fall asleep.
Yeah, when you're at the lake
Share
all
the
day, that's a
blanket.
long day for one that young.
Yeah.
I would keep it K through 6 present.
And again, in our handbook, it says entering 2025 in the fall, it would be first through, it's the same group though. Yeah.
So my little guy will be going then.
Yes. Yes.
And then I know that when I was at the school board meeting, they're going to do summer enrichment again, which is 3 days a week, 4 hours a day for 4 weeks. But I almost think if parents are signing their kids up for that, we're not going to be able to manage the, if we're out, we're out,
The transportation.
the transportation.
It's the transportation, which last year,
But they are
It's-
going to be offering
yeah.
transportation for ESY and enrichment.
So,
Which
but would they
means
drop
they-
them off at,
they did last year
They did last year.
at the lake.
perfect.
Yeah.
And that was just ESY last year.
Right.
It wasn't enrichment, but they are gonna allow and have busing for the enrichment piece as well.
Yeah.
Because there's no longer ESY, they're
There
combined
is
now,
ESY.
right?
There's
Oh,
always
I was just told
ESY.
they were gonna combine.
They're
No.
gonna be together and
Yeah.
integrate.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
ESY is always its own little bubble.
Oh, okay.
But they're gonna
I
integrate
misunderstood.
like we always used to. But last year we didn't.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna be but it's that July, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when you're gonna do that Green Mountain Conservation thing. Just, it's those 4 weeks in
We
July.
won't go anywhere. We're still going to be right here, so I can still run over. And I think we're only doing it from like 10 to 11 or 11 to 12 or something like
This
that.
is 9 to 12, so it's only 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yep.
They
for
just wouldn't
4
be able to
weeks,
do that.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
They would be
and
able to
then
do
it
that.
would be busing, so if you were at
Unless
the
we
Okay.
switch the
there
time.
is a bus that could take those kids to the beach.
Okay.
I can see too if we can do it in the afternoon instead of the morning, you know, just, yeah.
Do an after lunch.
Right, yeah.
If there happens to be a group of this. that
Right.
Go to you.
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm glad I brought that up. So now let's. Do you have anything else?
Actually, yes, I do have a question for you guys, and you're probably gonna say it's up to me, but still want to know your input. We have a family that is not. They do not live in Madison, but they attend Madison Elementary School. Are they allowed to go to camp?
First of all, how do we have a family that attends the school without living in the
Well, that's a whole other
district?
thing.
We do. We
We do.
Yes, it happens.
we do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happens.
It happens. It's a thing. That's.
You know what?
I feel like
I
they're-
say yes, solely on the notion that Conway would say no.
We always say yes, right?
We always
We
say
do.
yes.
If they're going
very-
to school
very
here,
nice
then
time.
they should, I mean.
And if you think about it, so they go to school here. These are all their friends.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking
They don't know
too.
the kids in Conway. They
Yeah.
don't know the kids in Tamworth.
Yeah.
They only know Madison.
Yeah, I think we should let them in.
Let him in.
That's what I was thinking, but I just want to make sure. Okay, perfect.
If the school let them in, there have to have been a reason, a good,
Yep,
I agree.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the other thing we talked about the other day at the selectmen meeting, they voted on, just so you guys are aware, the counselors that are with us. Oh yeah, I could tell you the counselors. Remy Snowden is full-time. Sarah DiMartino is full-time. Sierra Charles is like 3 days a week. Mackenzie Ewing is 3 days a week. Courtney Price is 2 days a week. Sophia Edwards is 1 day a week. She's going to do our swimming lessons on Wednesdays this year at the lake. I think that's it. So, but with that, we talked about, it was a big thing last year if their kids, like, do they pay for their kids to go to camp? Do they get a little discount on that? So we decided, or the selectmen decided, the first child is free. The second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever, has to pay full price. So they get one child for free to go to camp.
Is that if? Do they have to be full time or?
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean by that? If I have 2 kids, one comes free and then I pay for the second?
Yes. So like me, like I'll get one for free and then have to pay for the second.
Actually generous.
Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Well, that's that. Tomorrow night we have a public hearing to talk about fees. I was hoping to increase, can I talk about it?
What?
What we're talking about tomorrow night?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
talked about it.
public-
Yeah,
Public knowledge.
yeah.
Perfect. So we're hoping to add like a $3 fee to each field trip for bus cost to just make that a little bit better. We talked about doing $100 a week for summer camp, and the discount for that would be if you sign up for 8 weeks total, you get a discount of $700.
You get a discount
The
of 100.
discount of 100 to make it 700. Sorry.
That's a good deal.
Right. Sign me up. Right. And my child. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be, well, it still is, 8 weeks for 600. So we're doing up that a little bit to 8 weeks for 700.
Which
It's a really good price.
we should note that how many kids did we have last year? 40? 40-ish.
40-ish.
If they all took the discount and paid at 700, it covers all 4 of the counselors' pay, the $23,500 that we have allotted for summer camp counselors, plus $7,000 if I remember the math correctly.
Does that include the free you just said?
right?
That includes, that was math based on 40 kids signing up and paying $700, so not the 1 or 2 or 3 that were free. But regardless, even with those free kids, it still covers all of our summer camp counselors, the costs of camp, and they pay for their field trips extra. So if they start paying that $3 fee for the bus, then summer camp itself will not cost the town a dime. It will be completely funded by fees generated.
They used to charge for the bus.
Yeah.
In the past, they used to add a few bucks, $5, whatever.
So is that for every time they go to the lake too? The $3? Or is that just the trips?
That's just
Just the field trips.
Okay.
Right, so going to the lake would be free.
Okay.
But as long as we stay around that 40 number of paying participants, the money on top of the counselors will pay for the bus to the lake. So we
Yeah.
should still come out in the wash.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So, did you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Can I ask about
Yeah.
swimming lessons, Heather?
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
touched on it.
Yep.
but Can you give?
Yeah,
details?
so
Is
that's
it part
gonna
of
be.
summer camp or is it separate?
It's kind of both. So
Okay.
there's the summer camp kids. Some swim lessons are included with summer camp, and they will go Wednesdays with us. All of that. The non-summer camp kids are paying for I believe it's the 8 weeks, $140 for that time for 8 weeks of
Is it
summer
still
camp.
1 day a week?
It's 1 day a week. She'll do another day if there's enough kids signing up. And actually, we talked about adding another instructor, who is one of our counselors is interested in doing that, getting certified and becoming that as well. So if we have enough kids, we'll do that.
I still struggle with this swimming thing because I just feel like if for $140 for 8 weeks, I feel like it should be twice a week because retaining that.
Just so you know, it's right now, the average rate right now is $150
Yeah.
for 3 weeks, once a week right now.
We're
That is
pretty
the
cheap
rate in the
right now, I
Valley.
guess.
That's what
So
I
what
just
I've
paid.
heard.
Yeah.
Well,
Not to
it
cut
used
you
to be
off.
free here, so.
Not
Right.
free anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's very costly,
I hear that all the time.
and it's 30 minutes, once a week.
So sign your kids up for.
I just personally don't want summer
$150.
camp.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna keep bringing everybody else to Madison. That's essentially what we're
Hey,
doing.
guys,
We're
right.
stealing counselors, we're stealing kids.
Yeah.
We're
We're
just
the
bringing 'em
only
in.
town that has swimming lessons within I don't even know. There's nobody around us has swimming lessons.
And the
Yeah.
amount, just from seeing my daughter from the time she started swimming lessons to the end,
Yeah.
Mhm.
she did so well. I can't believe how much she
Yeah,
learned in that
that's awesome.
in that one day.
I know. And the only other thing would be a lot of the older kids didn't want to do it and all that, and we told them that especially if they're in summer camp, they have to. We need parent. What is it? Just
Permission?
Yeah, permission to not have them do it. Otherwise, they need to do it.
And all the older kids ended up doing it and liking
They
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
Right. She was teaching them how to dive off the dock.
Yeah.
So I put that actually in our form this year is if you don't want your child to do swimming lessons, please tell us now so we can get them out. But
And the
Um,
youngest they can sign up is
6 years old. Yep. So for the non-campers in town, if they're not doing summer camp, they can sign up for swimming lessons.
And they still have to be 6?
They have to be
Okay.
6. Yep. And they just pay the $140 for the time.
I think that's great.
So depending on how many she has, right now it's just 1 day, but she's willing to do another if it gets
Is
popular.
the non-campers swimming lessons on that Wednesday as well?
Yeah. They
Or is-
mix.
They
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
The groups. Oh, she mixes them. Yeah.
Is it offered to other towns?
Not yet, but I've already had people asking from Freedom. So I just told them our number. We'll wait and see what our numbers are. Go from there.
Well, if we can Out of towners.
I mean, we offer
240.
non-residents for everything else.
Well, God, my kids, mothers asked me if their kids
See?
could take lessons over here.
Starting a business.
We're just that cool.
Yeah, we are.
Everybody wants to be us.
All right, moving on.
Again. Moving on.
So, you guys know me. I've always struggled with the fact that we don't really have anything for the teens in this town. And I do feel like the CIT program didn't work well just because our CITs are too close in age with our campers. And the older the kids are, they're probably going to want to work for, get paid. So we're not going to be able to recruit like a 16 or 17-year-old. But I started to think Freedom now has a rec program. Tamworth has a new rec director. And I thought maybe we could collaborate with Tamworth and Freedom to set up a program 2 or 3 days a week. Right now, Ossipee has a program where they just do a few field trips a week that the kids go on. It's just teens go on the field trips. So my thought was if we could collaborate with Tamworth and Freedom, potentially we could do 1 field trip a week. And I feel like we would have enough counselors that we could pull one away to go on this trip. Of course, like we'd have to, first come, first serve. That's what I've noticed Ossipee doing. So, and then maybe 1 or 2 days a week where they go, half the day they go swimming, and then the other half they go fishing, or half the day they ride bikes in the Pine Barrens or go hiking in the Pine Barrens, and then half the day they go to the lake. I think something that's at least along the lines that I'm thinking. So Heather and I are going to meet with Tamworth and Freedom on April 16th to kind of talk about this a little bit more and see if we can get something going.
That's good.
And again, that would be the current 7th and 8th graders.
Yeah, my thought was that I was thinking 12 through 15. I think that would be
Age.
our age
Yep.
range.
And that would, it may incorporate the 6th graders, right?
Or ninth
Depending,
graders.
right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
ninth
depending on where they are. Yep.
Which might be a good thing since they're going to be kind of all integrated anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do think, I don't know how many going into the 7th grade, how many kids we had signed up last year.
Morgan.
Maybe like 8.
Yeah.
8 to 10 max. But then we had our 4 CITs.
Yeah.
And that group would be involved too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So, so we'll let you guys know how that goes, but I think it's definitely something that's needed and
And the good thing about getting Tamworth and Freedom involved is that they have transportation.
Yeah.
That we don't, really. And they might have people that want to help us work it, so that's why
Yeah.
it's collaborative. We're hoping
Yeah.
to get more help with it.
It wouldn't just be us funding ahead
Right.
to go and take these kids. It would be, they would have to as well.
Yep.
So so we'll see how it goes. I'm really hopeful that we can get something going. All right, and then do we have any sports updates?
Just same coaches as last year. So we have 2 T-ball teams. We have 2 softball teams. One's a rookie team that is grades 2 and 3. And then we have our older softball team, which is grades 4 through 6. Again, same coaches as last year. We already have some games.
Now's your time to talk about
Oh,
your
right.
grant.
Okay. So Cal Ripken has reached out to us looking for our softball teams to join their baseball celebrations that they have for opening day and all that stuff
yeah.
on May 3rd. Yeah, and they want to bring in the softball and the girls of all these towns and get them involved.
Sounds
So-
they typically have the high school baseball team there, which Josh coaches.
Yep.
Sounds like they're going to have the high school softball team there
Yep.
as well.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So
They want all these kids from the towns. It's actually just Conway and Madison, I think, that are, well, Madison was invited. And so, again, they just want us. They just love us. So we were invited to be in the parade, the Cal Ripken parade, and then we're playing a game with the other team in the afternoon.
Conway rookies softball.
Yeah.
Where are you playing? Are you playing here?
In Conway. That one is in Conway.
How'd they make that work? Cal Ripken usually has a chokehold on the fields in Conway.
Mhm.
Again, they
That
love us.
day.
I don't know what to tell you.
So you didn't
I-
have much
I'm-
of a drop down?
We have
I like
priority.
it. I like it.
Do we have
Cal
enough? Okay.
Ripken baseball?
Yes.
Did that impact you at all? Like,
Oh, okay, yeah, so that's
6-year-olds?
separate,
Okay.
right. What were you gonna say?
Something to do with, so we have enough girls to play, when you say rookies, we have enough girls to play now?
Yes. Yeah. And if not, we can pull some, so I know some of our fourth graders are already like, if we don't play much, we'll come down and help, so we'll see what happens. But yes,
Okay.
we have 10 rookies right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, Micah and Hayden played for Molten Borough a few
Okay.
times.
Well,
Bring them down!
10 rookies is what you need to field a team because
Right.
if you're playing
So I'm the sub.
if you're playing softball at that age group, you have 4 kids in the outfield, so you need
Right.
10
Yeah.
to field the team. So I would suggest that whenever you're playing a rookies game, you at least invite 2 of your younger
Yeah,
other players to come in
Right.
case somebody doesn't show up because they're sick or
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something happens.
Yep.
And then, so that's softball with that. But then Cal Ripken also let us know this year that their numbers from Madison have declined this year.
partly because we have a rookie softball.
I guess, but
Because a lot of those girls that weren't in the softball age group
played
were
Cal
playing
Ripken.
on
Carly's.
by Cal Ripken
Oh,
rookies team
okay.
last year. Not to say it's a bad thing, it just
No.
it's the way it works out.
So, and I guess because the T-ball, we've extended our ages too. So we've invited what age 3 to 6. Some of those 6-year-olds usually go to Cal Ripken, but I wanted to give them the option that if they're not ready for Cal Ripken baseball, they could stay with us and have another year of learning. And it seemed to be like OSPE, they were all doing that, so I just kind of joined it.
Yeah.
Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. So that's all I can say about that. So we had a lot sign up, and then some of them have left. 2 have left to go to Cal Ripken and play with them, but which is fine. We still have plenty of T-ball players.
Did we hear back from Cal Ripken as to whether or not Madison has a team to field as far as rookies go?
I haven't heard.
Because they've reached out because their numbers were so low. They only had 5 at the time. And
I
they've
believe they have 11 now, from what I
Okay.
heard. I don't know how
Yeah.
many do you need? I don't know.
11.
Oh,
So
okay.
Mason's doing both.
I mean,
He's
we've-
doing T-ball and
Because I don't know
Cal
if he's
Ripken.
quite ready for Cal Ripken, but a parent
It's
reached
worth a
out
shot.
and said
Well-
that
I
it's
feel like
pretty
it-
laid back still, the rookies.
The rookies level, 5 and 6-year-old, my 5-year-old played. You're ready for it. It's coach pitch. It's not much more organized than the T-ball games. I mean, it is, but
It's fun to watch.
I
Is there
would-
still a
Just gives
T?
them that, like when they're that age,
There's-
they want that big
yeah.
boy feel, you know? Like,
Right.
no.
play with babies, and I'm like,
No,
yeah,
honestly,
you're not ready yet.
you're still watching them all chase the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry.
And it's,
Flowers in
it's
the
coach pitch,
field.
but after, I think it's 5 pitches, you have to hit off the tee. So you still
Oh,
get the
okay.
opportunity to hit off the tee. Everybody's on the field at once. Even, I mean, I had 15 kids on my team last year, and the extra 6 are in the outfield. They're out there all the time.
So if you don't mind us asking, what team is he playing for? For the
The one that
for the
was
Cal Ripken.
advertised.
Madison?
Yes, yes.
So the Reds.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
Yep.
So who's
I don't know who's coaching
Okay.
it. I mean,
don't know
that's,
who's coaching.
I thought it would be you, I don't know why, I thought I saw
Oh.
you in some of the photos last year, right?
the last couple of years I have, but
Oh.
both of my
Yes.
kids are,
Oh, they're
Right.
older now.
but I still have all the uniforms, so if they come knocking, they're in my closet.
Right. That's why we're confused. We're like, oh well, we still have all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
and then I know there's a Madison Red Sox team.
Which is next level.
Okay.
That's minors.
Okay. So rookies. Okay.
Yeah, rookies is like one little step above T-ball, I guess.
Right. Right. Yeah. This is the same team that you guys are talking
No,
about.
the Red
Rookies.
Sox are not rookies.
Red
they're-
Sox are minors.
Minors.
Reds are rookies.
The Reds are the rookies.
Yes.
Okay.
The rookies is ages
Okay.
6 to 9, 6 to 8,
Okay.
or they let 5-year-olds in as long as you think your child is ready. It's 5 to 8.
Okay.
What day do
Alright.
they typically play on? Is it like the same as T-ball? Like the
No,
same day?
T-ball. Our T-ball is on Saturdays still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saturdays,
Only.
Saturday mornings,
Yeah.
Okay.
and Cal Ripken will play usually Wednesday or Thursday night at the rookie level,
Oh, okay.
and then obviously practices are up to the coach, but.
All right, so I think that's all for sports.
Yeah.
The only other thing I feel like we gotta kind of pin down and make happen is, and maybe us three could get here a little bit earlier actually I'd like to do it before our next meeting, is we need to get with Heather about the gym and the entryway.
I talked to Steve Snow, and we need to talk to Heather, obviously, but he thinks that he can make us, if we give him all the old banners that were up, he thinks he can make us some kind of vinyl banner that we can add to in the future if we can put those back up.
Okay. Good. Yeah, we wanna incorporate some of the rec, like it would be nice to get this past basketball team's pictures and put them up and, just kind of decorate and.
We're
make
still
it
undefeated, in
look-
case anybody was wondering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is something that we haven't been able to talk about, actually. Did we get to talk about
tournament?
the girls getting to go to?
Oh yeah. Probably
We did
not.
talk. We talked about it.
Oh, we did. Okay.
I think so.
I just wanted
yeah.
to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kennett High School. Yes, we
Yeah.
did talk about it. The Kennett High School team, basketball team, girls basketball team,
Which
invited our girls to go.
I might add,
to
I think
their
that we
game.
need to do a little bit more work on our part to get the boys team to do the same.
Yes.
We have an in with the girls team at Kennett, so it
Yeah.
just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
But I think it would be beneficial for the boys to get the same opportunity.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean for the girls though, like I just felt like they were undefeated. I feel like that was like
Incredible.
a really
You could-
special.
They were incredible.
They were incredible.
Yeah. But
We had 2 teams this year that were undefeated. Our soccer team was undefeated, and our girls basketball team.
So yes, we had one coach and one girl who both did soccer and basketball. Went 24 games undefeated.
Wow, that's impressive.
We're
you
trying
know,
to
our
get her
little
to stay
town, we're
back
coming up.
next year.
We're coming up there. We need to start a little football, little peewees.
I would love that.
Wouldn't it be cool?
So cool, yeah.
I would love it. Tell me how to do it. I'll do it. Oh, and then track and field was another one. I think I told you guys this last time that's coming too. That's
Yeah.
next year. I've talked to people that already want to coach. They just didn't want to do it this year. They want to
Yeah.
do it next year. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I think the school used to do that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Just have to have the coach, but yeah, we definitely,
Yeah.
And there used to be a flag football team.
way back when they used to play.
Do you have to say that like when I was here?
I know, right?
When you were a stackpole.
Yes,
and
when
we
it was
still,
Sackle.
jeez. And we still have flag football. We just don't do it.
Except for
Like
you.
we do it, but we don't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
we
we
don't.
sh-
We have them take it, and then we do
Field hockey.
field hockey. So
I noticed
Um,
there's no Pee Wee football really anywhere around here. Is that it? But it's big down south. When I used to live, it was everywhere for the.
Mount
mean, I
Washington
don't-
Valley, right?
I don't know what
I
the
didn't know they
ages
had
are,
one.
but Pee Wee football in Conway is 6th graders, so I don't know.
No,
I don't know if they
used to
have a
be
younger
at
group.
Sugar
I'm in
Park,
second
they used to
grade,
do
yeah,
it.
so-
I don't know if they have a younger group
My
up there.
nephew used to do it.
No.
They used to have a Pop Warner League.
Yes, something.
That it was out of, I think it was out of Tamworth or Ospey.
Talent or something?
Oh, talented Mount Washington
But
Valley.
that's,
Yeah.
but they're not that young though.
He was in
Okay.
you have to be in 4th grade for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know the
And then you
littles.
age
My
out
nephew
at
used to do it when he was like,
They're
little.
so cute at that age.
So
when they're
4
really
through
little.
6. It's
if
that
you get me a
program is
coach, I'll do
growing.
it.
You know what? We need it
Working
because
on
that
it.
program
That'd
is
be fun.
growing like crazy. And if we
Yes.
could get kids like ahead of
Yeah.
Yes.
time,
I know,
ahead
'cause
of that
in
program,
4th grade, I feel like it's late. Not
to
late,
learn.
but the
It-
fundamentals.
yeah.
Whereas if they were getting it in like 2nd grade, it would be to learn the fundamentals. That would be great.
Okay.
The other thing we should mention, which is too late for this year, but softball, Ossipee reached out and mentioned potentially helping us get into the league that they play in
We're in demand.
next year,
Wow.
That's all I could say.
which I've been trying to do for 2 years now, is get us into a league, but nobody around
Didn't
us
have me.
had
That's
wanted
why.
to help in the past. Well, and I keep poking this bear, but Conway doesn't ever want to help with anything, and they play in a Freiburg league, and they wanted no part of helping us get there.
Yeah.
Ossipee I mentioned it to Justin, and he was very helpful, but at that point it was like, I don't think they'll want to play this far away because they play in a Southern league.
Right.
But it sounds like that may be changing, and he reached out to us to let us know that it was a potential for next year,
Yep.
which will be great because the scheduling's done by the league. Takes that load off of Heather, and then they'll actually play in either a playoff or a tournament style, which we haven't done with softball.
And what is it, Ospey, Wakefield, or Wolfboro?
I think it's Ospey, Wakefield, Rochester.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rochester.
I think it goes down to Rochester. Don't quote me on it, but
I mean, I don't care, but I don't know. But if they drive up here.
hopefully
Right.
that'll happen next year.
Okay. Well, that's all I had. Unless you guys have anything.
I feel like there's more, but I could go all night. No, I think that's it.
All right. So, I'll take a motion to.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Heidi, second by John.
And you're supposed to say all in
All in
favor?
I getting there. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I also
Meeting's
like-
done.
I also like when Jim at the school